Hello and welcome to a countdown video here on Theme Park Worldwide. In this video, I'm going to be counting down the top 10 bucket list theme parks that I want to visit. Honestly, I'm lucky enough to have been to so many parks all around the world, but there's still a long list of bucket list theme parks that I want to get to. So it's actually been pretty hard to sit down and come up with the 10 parks that I want to visit. However, I've managed to do it. These are the ones that I really want to get to at some point in the near future. Like I say, there's a big list of way more than 10 parks, but these are the ones that are right up there as of this moment for visiting at some point in the future on that bucket list. So lots to talk about, so we're going to get straight in with it. Now, also, I'd like you all to comment with your bucket list theme parks down below. It always makes great reading when I can go through, and other viewers as well can have a look at people's bucket list theme parks. So get them 10 coming in down below in the video comments. Right then, let's start off in 10th place, and this is a theme park that's not actually open yet, and we're going straight in with Genting Skyworlds. This is in Malaysia. Now, Genting Skyworlds looks like it's going to be brilliant. Now, as you can see here from some of this official footage that's been released just the other week actually by Genting Skyworlds, you can see here it's going to be a very heavily themed park. It's going to feature 4 coasters, but it is only going to open with the 3. However, they're going to be having a suspended coaster. They've got a dynamic attraction dual power coaster that looks interesting. You're going to sit on motorbikes on that. It looks like it's going through all this rockwork terrain, and that looks fantastic. Very heavily themed. It looks a little bit like a Cars Radiator Springs Racers that can be found at Disney California Adventure. Kind of gives me those vibes, but of course it isn't Cars. It's something completely different with the theme, but I do really like all the rockwork around there. Along with that as well, they've got this huge mountain with the coaster inside. There's going to be a Dynamic Attractions SFX coaster coming at a later date to this park. So yeah, Genting Skyworlds looks great. They've already got a theme park at the resort at Genting Highlands, and it's somewhere that I really want to get to at some point in the near future. See both the parks and just experience it. It's actually up 6,000 feet above sea level, so it's right up there in the clouds. No wonder it's called Skyworlds, and it's right up there for a park that I want to experience in the future. In 9th place then, we're over to the United States of America and Six Flags Great America. Now, I've been to a lot of Six Flags parks now in the States, but we really had to prioritise on our USA road trip a couple of years ago which one we went to. And this, unfortunately, didn't make the cut into the list. So it's right up there now for somewhere I want to get to in the future. Now, Six Flags Great America has got 15 roller coasters. Crazy, isn't it? A lot of rides, including Max Force, an S&S coaster with a compressed air launch that looks fantastic. I remember this opening a couple of years ago and thinking, yeah, I really want to get on that. So yeah, that does look fantastic. I really like S&S rides, so want to get on Max Force and experience that at some point. Along with that, they got Goliath, which is a gorgeous looking RMC. Really like the look of that. I remember following the construction quite a lot, so I'd love to get on Goliath. Along with that, you got Raging Bull, which is a nice hyper coaster. You know me, anybody who's watched the channel for a while will know that I love a good B&M hyper coaster. And it looks like they've got some older coasters there and some older rides to enjoy from some classic manufacturers. So yeah, that's definitely up there for somewhere that I want to get to in the near future. Let's move then into 8th place, and it's Universal Studios Singapore. Now, this is the first of a few Universal parks actually that's going to be coming up in this countdown. And yes, Universal Studios Singapore, I really want to get to. There's a ride here that fascinates me that I've followed ever since it got built. It's Battlestar Galactica. This is a dueling Vekoma coaster. It actually features one track that's sit down, one track that is suspended, and yeah, it looks really interesting. I'd love to give it a go. Along with that, they've got a Puss in Boots themed coaster here. It's like a Zamperla suspended coaster. That looks really interesting with the theming, so I'd like to give that a go. I don't think the coaster itself will be anything special, but it's themed to Puss in Boots. I just really feel like that could be a very interesting ride to get on. I'd love to give that a go. Along with that, they've got some staple Universal attractions such as the Mummy, an indoor ride from Premier, so I'd love to get on that and just see the park. You know, it looks fantastic from images and videos that I've seen. I really want to get out and see some more more of the Universal Park. So Singapore is right up there. Anybody that knows me well will know that, of course, I love Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, that whole franchise. Well, they've actually got a Rapids ride themed around Jurassic Park here. So I'd love to experience that. Love a good water ride, love a Rapids. And yeah, the fact it's themed around Jurassic Park looks absolutely fantastic. Into 7th place then now on my bucket list, and it's Warner Brothers World, which is located in Abu Dhabi. Pretty new theme park, only been open a couple of years. This is fully indoors and it looks absolutely spectacular. It's still split into different themed areas even though it's inside, but what they've done here looks fantastic. I like the look of the whole sort of entrance area, the fact that all the roofs like painted like the sky. It looks great, and my sort of theming in there. In terms of rides that you can experience, there's 2 coasters here, family rides. They've got dark rides that look fantastic. That's sort of the main focus, it seems, with this park. It is the dark rides that look great, and just the overall theming and the ambience throughout the areas looks great. And of course, with you being over in the UAE, it's nice the fact that it's got air conditioning. So yeah, I look forward to visiting there at some point and seeing it. They've got a very heavily themed Zamperla Disco that's themed around the Joker. That looks amazing with all the lighting package that they've got on there. There's a Scooby-Doo dark ride, Looney Tunes dark ride. So much stuff there that I really want to see and get out there and experience at some point in the future. Into 6th place then now, and it's the Land of Legends, which is located in Turkey. Now, this isn't just a theme park, it's like a water park and overall resort that's all combined together. But there's one ride here that I really want to get on. It's not got the most inventive names, however, it's right in there on my bucket list coasters, this one too, and that is Hypercoaster. Wow, what a name. But yeah, it looks fantastic. It's a Mack Hypercoaster. It's got a 190-foot drop, 2 inversions. One of those is a huge loop that looks fantastic. They've also got some other great rides by the looks of it. An Intamin water coaster, Gerstlauer family coaster, mix of water rides too. It looks like a nice park. It's got some good theming. I don't think it'll be anything world-class theming wise, but it looks like a good fun place to go. Hopefully me and Charlotte could go there at some point, enjoy the swimming pools, relax there, stay in the hotel and just take in the resort side of it all, because Land of Legends does look like a great place. It's also got a few different flat rides. They've got a Tagada there, which is interesting. Like, how's that fitting with the park? But hey ho, they've got a Tagada. I'd like to experience that at some point in the future. So we're down then to the halfway point, and in 5th place, I'd like to get out there to finally Djurs Summerland, which is located in Denmark. Now, this place looks fantastic. It's got 7 coasters and all of them look really good. Quite a few family-based rides, but they've also got some good thrill attractions too. And it just looks like a really nice park. It's somewhere that when people say to me, "Oh, Sean, have you been?" And I'm like, "No, I've never been to Djurs Summerland." I really want to go and experience it at some point in the near future. Let's see if I can get out there this year. I'd like to, but we'll just have to see. I'd love to get back to Denmark. But yeah, with this park, one of the rides that I'm really excited for is Piraten. That's an Intamin Megalight. Along with that, they've got Jubilant, which is an Intamin family launch coaster. That looks good fun. And lots of other great coasters as well that I really do like the look of, and some of my favourite ride types actually. They've got a humongous Intamin Gyro Swing. That's one of the newer additions that they've got there at the park. And various different water rides as well, like Log Flume, Rapids. It looks like a good all-round family and thrill park. Bit of something for everyone there at Djurs Summerland, and it's there at the halfway point in 5th place. Into 4th place then now, and it's Warner Brothers Movie World, which is located in Australia. Yes, really want to get out to Warner Brothers Movie World. 5 coasters here, and the one that I really want to get on is DC Rivals Hypercoaster. Australia really does appeal to me anyway, not just for the theme parks, but just seeing the life out there and the culture. It's a country that fascinates me when I've seen it in movies and on TV. Really want to get there and see the parks and take in what all that Australia has to offer too. So yeah, with DC Rivals, it looks incredible. 71 miles an hour top speed. It's actually got a backwards seat on the back row, which looks great considering it's got some pretty steep drops and stuff on this. I think that'd be fantastic going backwards. I'd love to give it a go. They've got an SNSL Loco there. They've got a Scooby-Doo coaster. It's actually a Mack Rides Wild Mouse, but yeah, it's a Scooby-Doo coaster that's indoors. That looks good fun. They've got an Intamin Accelerator and quite a lot of other different attractions all mixed together. So yeah, it's right up there as my most bucket list park in Australia, but just Australia in general is a big bucket list for me, and I can't wait to get out there at some point and experience them all. Okay then, into 3rd place then and now, the top 3, and it's Nagashima Spa-Land located in Japan. Really want to get to this park. It's got 13 roller coasters, including some absolute classics that I want to get on. Of course, they've got a world record breaker there, Steel Dragon 2000. It's the longest roller coaster anywhere in the world, and I really want to get on that. that. Hakugai, which is a Rocky Mountain construction coaster. That looks great. Love the look of the layout on there. They've got an awesome looking B&M Flyer. Not really a big fan normally of flying coasters, but I like the look of this one. An Arrow Corkscrew, Schwarzkopf Looper, and a Schwarzkopf Shuttle Loop. Oh, I'm in heaven. I love them classic Schwarzkopf and Arrow rides. Do you? Comment down below, let me know. But yeah, I can't wait to get there to Nagashima and experience all of those. And it just looks like a good park to experience at some point in the future. I really want to get out there back to Japan at some point. Right then, to the final top two then in my bucket list theme parks now. And in second place, just missing out on first place, is a park that's not even open yet, similar to 10th place with Genting Skyworlds. But yeah, this is another park opening just like that in 2021. It's Universal Studios Beijing. Love the look of this in China. Now the park's going to have various different themed areas. Transformers themed area looks great. You've got the Decepticoaster, which is basically the Hulk from Islands of Adventure in Florida. But it looks really heavily themed all the way around it, even more than the Hulk, so that looks great. 7 inversions on that too. They've got a full Jurassic World area that looks stunning, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the Mack powered suspended coaster, basically like Arthur at Europa Park. They've got one of them here themed around Jurassic World. How awesome is that going to be? Can't wait to see what they do with that. They've also got classics here like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is the 4th Wizarding World now to be built, isn't it? So yeah, that's going to be opening in 2021 with this park. There's a Minions land, and the overall vibe for this place looks great. I like the look of the layout, the resort side of it with the hotel. It looks like a great park and can't wait to get there and experience it at some point in the future. Right then, so we're into first place then now. What is my bucket list theme park? The top one up there. It is Universal Studios Japan. I told you there was a lot of Universal coming up in this list. I really need to get to all of these other ones. But yes, Universal Studios Japan is right in there in first place. 5 roller coasters that I really want to get on. You got Hollywood Dream the ride, which is a hyper coaster that isn't a hyper coaster. So the model is a hyper from B&M, but it's only 144 foot tall, which is interesting. It doesn't look like the best layout or anything, but I'd like to do it just for the sake of that, with it being a hyper that's not a hyper, because of course it's not over 200 feet. But yeah, I would like to get on that. Along with that, they got Flying Dinosaur. That looks incredible. Probably the best of the B&M flyers out there. It looks incredible. I really like the look of that. They've got an Indoor Max spinning coaster, and one of the newer additions, of course, Super Nintendo World. Really want to get out there and experience that. The area looks amazing. It's got 2 rides, but just walking around the area looks stunning, and I just want to see that at some point in the near future. Along with that, it's got a classic that I never got to experience over in Orlando, and that is Jaws. I really want to get on Jaws. It's the only version of the ride that's still operating at a Universal park is at Universal Studios Japan. So would love to get there and get on Jaws at some point in the future. But there we go. That's my top 10 bucket list theme parks. Like I say, let me know yours down below in the video comments. I love reading through them and seeing what you guys suggest and what's in your countdowns too. So make sure you let me know. And as always, thanks for joining me for another video here on Theme Park Worldwide. Brand new videos every single day. And of course, we'll be back out in them theme parks in just a few weeks' time, and we cannot wait. I'm Sean Sandbrook. Thanks for watching. And that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there, keep on riding. See you in tomorrow's video.